We're making bread and butter pickles today. We got a lot of chopping to do. Let me tell you something right now. You do not need a lot of things to make homemade food. First of all, you need cucumbers. I grew my own, but you can go to the store and get cucumbers there and actually make your own pickles. Don't make it overcomplicated. And this time, I'm using a 5-gallon bucket to put all of these pickles inside of. Let's get to cutting. You can cut your pickles however thick you want. For me, I'm gonna cut mine about this thick. You can cut them thinner or thicker. The thinner they are, the more like floppy they're gonna get. The thicker they are, the more they're gonna hold their shape. We got all of our cucumbers chopped. Now we're gonna put in 1/2 cup of salt just right on top, and I'm gonna pack it with ice. That's gonna set for 3 hours, and then we're gonna start a brine and we'll cook them. For our brine, you need the biggest pot that you can find in your kitchen, and then we're gonna take 5 cups of vinegar. You can use white or the apple cider vinegar. 5 cups of sugar, 2 tablespoons of mustard seed, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. I'm using whole cloves. Put all that in our pot, put it on the stove, and get it warming up. Here's what our brine looks like. I'm gonna stir this up because we need to get this sugar dissolved before we put our pickles in. I know this is a lot of pickles for a very little amount of brine, but just remember, once this starts cooking down, the water in the cucumbers will come out and it'll help balance everything out. We're gonna cook this down until all of our pickles are submerged into brine and they start getting that like yellowy color. Okay, they're looking like pickles, so we're gonna take them from this pot and put them into these hot jars. I did put these in the oven for 275 degrees for about 20 minutes to make sure they were sterilized. So start putting them in. I got a little messy, so I want to make sure that I wipe the tops of them off with some vinegar to make sure that we get a good seal. We're going to put the lids on fingertip tight. We're going to let them set on the counter for 24 hours before we put them up. In that time, you should hear ding, which means that they've sealed.